The year was 2006. I was back home in Milwaukee for my first summer vacation of my college career, and on this particular day, I was at church, the very same place where I'd been picked on for years. I was walking up the stairs and getting ready to head into the sanctuary when all of a sudden, an all too familiar voice spoke up. It was Avery Herman. He wasn't my age. He hadn't even gone to school with me, and he'd barely ever come to church, but the times that he had were enough for him to be branded into my brain, even up until now, as my absolute, hands down, worst bully. I used to shiver every time I heard his laughter in the hallways. I used to choke up every time I saw his car. I would pray for his death. But that day, I finished my ascent to the top of the stairs, and when I got there, I looked up at him and smiled. Nice to see you again, Avery. He froze. Y'all, he actually froze. And his groupies, who ordinarily would have been rolling on the floor by then, all looked hilariously bewildered. I kept walking, and I haven't seen him since, but just before I was out of earshot, I heard him shout after me, "I was just playing." And I thought to myself, man, somebody needs to give me an award, because a few years ago, this would have broke me. And so now, for the first time ever, I want to welcome you to the first ever award show where all you have to do to win is love yourself. That's right. All the nominees became eligible to win simply by loving themselves. But before we get into that, I want to introduce you to my co-host for this award show, a guy who knows all too well, maybe a little too well, how to love himself. Give it up for Charlie Waddell. Come here, Charlie. The majority of you that are watching, I met this past year at the Big Hair, Bigger Confidence workshop that I brought to your schools. You remember that? You remember how much fun we had? It was like, what? Like, oh my god, like, wow. Even though I had the time of my life meeting with you guys, I was just the teeniest bit worried that you guys would forget about me. And all the fun we had and the stuff we talked about, like how much we all love chocolate chip cookies, and this car, and the money that many of you took from me, snatched from me. It's fine, I'm over it. But I've been keeping in touch with your teachers and your principals and your counselors, and you know what they told me? You guys remembered! Dude! But more than that, quite a few of you guys have taken the theme of the workshop, it's accepting yourself that makes flaws disappear, and have just run with it. You're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're saying, I'm beautiful, and I'm smart, and I'm valuable. You're waking up in the morning, regardless of the day that you've had before, and you're saying, I don't care what happened yesterday, I'm going to have a good day. And you know how your teachers know? They see you standing taller, smiling bigger, trusting your instincts more, ignoring your haters and your naysayers, and being your awesome selves without apology, without flinching, and they love it. And you know I love it. And so we want to reward your efforts. The effort that you've put into learning yourself and loving yourself and validating yourself. Usually these are things that go unnoticed. But today, and for these nominees, we applaud you. Charlie. Come here. No. Come here. Come here, Stink. Come here. I'm not going to put you back in the sleigh. Did you just burp on me? Wherever you are, take a bow. You earned it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna... Julian! Oh. Go to the clip. that exercise? Started off as a simple jumping competition. Ended with me barely being able to afford to keep Charlie in clothes. And that's the power that you have when you decide to push yourself. When you set a goal, you get to work and you don't stop until you meet or exceed that goal. So this next award goes to someone who has made up in their mind what they want and are determined to get it. Whether or not you've achieved this goal is not what we're talking about here. But for these next nominees, your teachers have seen you taking active steps towards what you want, and we're so proud of you. Oh God, why are you so cuddly today? You need some water. Congratulations, people. I'm so proud of you. Can you tell? Do you see it in my eyes? Do you see it now? Oh, my afro got in my eye. My senior year in high school, I went to a new school where for the first time in my life, I wasn't the outcast. I wasn't popular, not by any stretch of the imagination, but it was the first time that I had a group of friends who I liked that actually liked me. I could walk down the hallway by myself and not have to worry about somebody laughing as I walked by or snickering something under their breath, and it felt good. There was another guy, though, who wasn't as lucky. I remember him being this tall, blonde guy. He had some kind of learning disability, but he was really sweet, really nice, and for the most part, the kids were nice to him as well. But there was one kid who was really mean. Sometimes it was outright mean, but a lot of the times it was underhanded. He would say things that would kind of go over this blonde guy's head, and the kids would just burst out laughing. And as for me, I would just kind of grunt or roll my eyes. And there was one time where it got really, really bad, and I almost spoke up, but then I just didn't. I wrote this poem instead. On Monday, I saw him walking by. I noticed, too, how others stared at a shirt too small and pants too high, his dirty socks and matted hair. On Tuesday I saw him pass again and saw that no one spoke a word, but gathered in clumps around their friends to discuss in amusement this lowly nerd. On Wednesday I saw him alone again and heard the jokes and horrid laughs, but no one tried to stand up for him, so I wished him well as he hustled past. On Thursday I saw him again as before, but this time tears were in his eyes, and it broke my heart like nothing else that no one seemed to care he cried. So on Friday I planned to take a stand and come what may stay by his side, but as I waited I heard about him that Thursday night by his own hands he died. Right then and there it dawned on me that it wasn't by his hands he was dead, but the hands of the words the jester spoke, and at the hands of the words I never said. He didn't die. Should have led with that. But years later, I wish that I would have disrupted my peace to help someone that I saw getting hurt right in front of me. So this next award is for the kid who is not like me. The kid who doesn't need years to pass, but they show a maturity and strength, understanding, and love beyond their years. The kid who will stand up for someone that they see being hurt, regardless of what it will do to their reputation, regardless of what their friends might think. The nominees for appreciation and inclusion of others are... Because it's amazing, you know? Yeah. You know how rare people like that are? Like me, I got picked on for years. You know that. Yeah, and like I knew exactly how it felt. I knew how badly I wished that, people around me would have like defended me because they knew it was bogus. They knew it was messed up. And then as soon as the tables turned, what did I do? Nothing. People are hurting every day and everywhere. And most people like to talk themselves into thinking, like, as long as I'm not the one causing the hurt, as long as I'm not hurting somebody, I'm doing good. No, you, not just my winners, but the nominees for this category, you guys are rare. And you're special. You're in a class all your own. This world needs more kids like you. But you know how we get more kids like you? Continuing to stand up when you see somebody getting hurt, by you defending the helpless and being an example, setting an example to the people around you to inspire them to do the same thing. Did I make it too serious? And now here we are at the end of this first of many award shows, and I was going to end it here, but I heard about two groups of phenomenal young ladies, just amazing. You guys, these girls have me just... The first set of girls is from a school called Booker Elementary. When I first arrived at Booker this past year, I was told that this school actually had a major problem with cyberbullying. Cyberbullying, y'all. The most cowardly of the... Never mind. Not long after I left, 12 of the 8th grade girls, along with their counselor, Miss Jessica Wynette, got together and finished the Big Hair, Bigger Confidence manual that I left with them. Then they got together and decided to do some brainstorming on how they could combat bullying in their school. Together they decided that they should put together an anti-bullying campaign. Each girl did her own research on bullying, and then they all came together to create posters that incorporated bullying statistics, positive quotes, positive I am statements, just ways that they could combat bullying in their school. After that, they got into even smaller groups, and they came up with inspirational quotes that could be included in the school's daily announcements. They even came up with what they call a Kiowa compliments board, where students can submit compliments about other students to be placed on the board where everybody can see them. And if that's not enough, a good majority of the students who were using the app that was being used to promote cyberbullying deleted the app and no longer take part in it. The second group is a group of 3 girls from Perryton High School. After speaking to their after-school group, these 3 girls got together and placed quotes in the girls' bathroom and also down the school hallways that have to do with self-love, confidence, self-respect, and self-worth. And then they did this. Cheryl G., Blanca C., and Ileana S. had to identify a local school issue that they could advocate for. This team chose to look at teen dating violence in their school system. They researched their school policy, plus the policies of 6 other schools in the area, to see how each school addressed the issue. They decided they would like to improve the way students would report instances of dating violence. The team found a report form used in one of the schools and changed it to fit their school system. Then they presented their information to the school board in hopes of adding the report form to the school policy. Cheryl, Blanca, and Ileana received a 5th place state ranking with this project. After hearing about these 2 groups, I decided it was only right to create the Ava's Angels Award, which goes to the student or student group who decides that they are not going to wait, but they're going to make a difference right where they are with the resources that they have available to them. And so it's my pleasure to present the first ever Ava's Angels Awards to the student groups of Booker Elementary and Perryton High School. Congratulations, ladies. You worked so hard this year to make a difference, and you deserve the recognition. And congratulations to all this year's winners and nominees. Even if you didn't win, even if you weren't even nominated, you can't lose by taking steps to love yourself. And so from me and Charlie and everyone here at the 57th and Hampton headquarters, congratulations, and until next time, Pinky promise to love you. Oh my God, we're done. We're done. Do we have chocolate chip cookies? Oh my God, yes, give me a cookie. No, I'll be back at it tomorrow, but at least tonight, done.